And heading into problem number 4, we have to solve for x times y prime is equal to, x times y prime plus x is equal to xy to the 3/4 power when x is greater than 0 and when y1 is equal to 16. So looking at this function, we know that this is a Bernoulli's equation. So the first things first, we write down our initial problem, which is x times x prime plus y is equal to xy to the 3/4. So just solving for it simply, we want to get y prime by itself, so we divide everything by x. So y prime is equal to 1 over x times y, which is equal to y to the 3/4 divided by x to the 1/4. And then trying to make this more simplistic, we try to get all these similar values of y to the 3/4. So for this one, to make it more simplistic, I'm dividing everything by y to the 3/4. So I have y prime over y to the 3/4 plus y to the 1/4 divided by x, which is equal to 1 over x to the 1/4. That way we can get rid of these ugly numbers. It's very complicated. And we substitute y to the 1/4 with the value of z, making it a lot more simplistic. And differentiating the equation, we have z prime is equal to 1/4 y to the negative 3/4 y prime. So for 4z prime, it is equal to y prime divided by y to the 3/4. And this is when we find that our y of 1 is equal to 16, but we have to change that so that z of 1 is equal to 16 to the 1/4, which is also equivalent to 2. So after that, we get 4 times z prime plus z divided by x is equal to 1 over x to the 1/4. All right. Simplifying it even more, because we have to have z prime by itself, we know that z prime plus z divided by 4x is equal to 1 over 4x to the 1/4 power. So, and then again, we find our p of x and our q of x. So we can make this a lot easier. P of x is equal to 1 over 4x, and our q of x is equal to 1 over 4x to the 1/4. So now we have to identify our integrating factor, which is our I of x, which is equal e to the integral of p of x d of x, which is equal to e to the integral of p of x, which is our 1 over 4x dx, which is equal to e to the ln of x divided by 4, which is equal to x to the 1/4. Now, once we have our integrating factor, we can plug that back in. So that our x to the 1/4 dz over dx plus z to our 4x to the 3/4 is equal to 1 over 4. Now we have to integrate both sides with respect to x. We get z is equal to, no, z times x to the fourth is equal to x over 4 plus c. And now that we know that our constant of z of 1 is equal to 2, z of 1 is equal to 2, we could plug in for that z value. So we have 2 times 1 is equal to 1/4 plus c. So our constant is equal to 7 over 4. So plugging back in, going back to the top, z of x to the 1/4 is equal to x plus 7 over 4. And substituting, because we have to go back to our y function, we see that x to the 1/4 and y to the 1/4 is equal to x plus 4 over 7. And since the powers are the same, we know that xy to the 1/4 is equal to x plus 4 over 7.